By the way, I saw someone complaining that like we mention Hack Ride too much or something, but he's part of the show now.
He's doing a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot of shit, so we're gonna mention him. He does a lot of good work. So, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this on air, but the 3 blind mice thing. Remember, I said I didn't like that in the intro.
Yep.
You said, yeah, and it doesn't make sense because there aren't 3 of us. And Hack Ride messaged me and said that one really hurt.
To be fair, though, that was weeks ago.
I understood. Yeah, he's part of the family now.
That's a great point. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Now should we get to the Jerry Seinfeld game?
Yeah, I'm told there's spots to pause and it will tell me.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to pause because so Hack Ride does another great job. And this is very well done, I think. I think we're gonna like it when we're done with it. But I do have to say, this is just a message to Hack Ride. In the future, 9 minutes is way too long.
Oh, what did he say to me? He said that, and he told me that it was 9 minutes.
Literally, when I see Alec Baldwin as a 9-minute video up on Instagram, sometimes I'm like, well, we don't have time for it.
Well, he said something pretty funny to me.
Well, what he told me, maybe this is the same thing he said to you. Maybe he's recycling lines, but he said to me, "This is my Ben-Hur, and you have to play the entire chariot scene."
I didn't get that. He basically was telling me that this got away from him.
I could tell. Jesus, 9 minutes. You have to understand is an eternity in podcasting.
Oh yeah,
because we're gonna like. I don't know. It's it's a lot, but we'll play because he did a very good job with it and spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Go follow Hack Ride, by the way.
Definitely.
I think he puts the Seinfeld games up on his YouTube.
Oh,
nice. He asked my permission. Don't worry.
I'll say it out after I got the death threats from him after the other one.
Hola. How do you say? Hold on.
Chris Hilaire.
Honey.
Excuse me. No. Excuse me. Let's see. 7 letters across. Blank happy. Starts with a T, ends with an R. Blank happy. Okay, let me take a call.
It is, how do you say? Seinfeld.
Hello?
Bubby. Oh, God. Thank you so much for taking my call.
It is actually the least I can do, Jerry. Your calls of support during the dark time have really buoyed my spirits, especially because, Jerry, it keeps happening. I just keep shooting people.
Oh, you shot 2 people, Alec. It happens. You should have seen the family I had to murder with the potato peeler to get in the Friars Club. Showbiz, baby.
You always know what to say, Jerry. So what can I do for you?
I need you to come to L.A. and host my court-ordered game show for me with Blind Mike and Craig.
Geez, Jerry, you know I haven't been on TV.
Alec just knows who we are.
I don't know. Blind Mike and Craig, they sort of sound like retards, Jerry.
Jesus, Alec.
Blind Mike or Craig. And it's not TV. It's a small, nothing YouTube channel just significant enough to satisfy my parole requirement.
That one hurts.
Kind of like basic cable.
Blind Mike and Craig. Blind Mike and Craig. Craig. You know, onomatopoetically, that is a fat man's name. I've never met the man before, but Craig just sounds girthy. It's a girthy name. Well, what kind of game show is it, Jerry?
It's a sports-related show, Alec.
That's great, Jerry. You know how much I love the field of sports. I have often been called a sportsman.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you accepting the call from the bullpen.
It's the absolute least I can do. Hilaria and I are on our way, and I will do the best that I can. Thanks, Jerry. Talk soon. Hilaria, pack your tortilla, Cozy. We're flying to L.A. Daddy's...
All right, pause for a second. So this is very well done. Like I said, it's very funny. It's just like we're just watching a show now.
It's got to happen.
That's the only weird part about it. So that's the only reason I'm saying make them a little shorter, but very well done. Let's continue.
California, California, yeah, yeah,
Oh, my finger slipped. I didn't touch the trigger. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. How does this keep happening?
Oh, pause for a second. Just because this is a debate Hack Ride and I had, and I want the people's opinions. Have you noticed in our clips, like he has a laugh track here, which I think here it fits.
Mhm.
In our clips, he plays a laugh track, but it sounds like he's shitting on like my jokes. Have you noticed that at all?
I've noticed it, but I haven't thought twice about it.
I told him, and he's like, "Nah, man, you're not seeing it right." And I'm like, "I'm telling you, that's how it comes off."
That's actually pretty funny. I have to look harder.
Where is this motherfucker?
Oh, shit.
Alec, Hilaria, over here.
Oh, Mr. Hackride, it is such an honor and privilege to meet you. I am
See,
such a fan
it's his
of your
real
work.
voice.
I am also a big fan.
Excuse me. The talent is talking, sweetie. Do me a favor and go way over there.
Okay, Alec.
Okay, baby. Enjoy the craft services. Sorry about that. She gets a little loco when she gets out of the house. What the hell?
You're hermanos.
Hey, brother! You thought you could just cruise into town and not let us know?
Yeah.
So what you show
I don't
us?
quite get this.
And could we be on?
What?
I don't quite get this part.
The Baldwin brothers walked in.
Why are they talking like that though?
In a really long time.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, but this is not a good time. I have to do this show right now for Jerry Seinfeld, and we can talk after.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back, bro. Yeah, we'll be back after.
Oh, brothers.
Sorry about that, Alec. And again, thank you for doing this for Jerry and I. We really owe you one.
No problem, Hackride. Now tell me what this game is I'll be hosting. Jerry mentioned sports.
Yes. It's a baseball-related game. Just read the prompters, use your own best knowledge, and try to have a little fun.
It's been a while, but I'll do my best.
All right, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, roll the intro.
Welcome to the Jerry Seinfeld game on the Blind Mike Project with guest fill-in host Alec Baldwin. Today we will play a new game, Is He a Piazza? And here is your host,
Hold on.
Alec Baldwin.
No. Craig, I'm sure you don't get that.
I can infer, I think.
Yeah, well, so here's one more note I have for Hack Ride.
Mhm.
Have the games relate to this show, just because I don't want to. It's WATP have been referencing this, and I don't want to just like rip off shit they're doing. This is obviously unique what Hack Ride is doing, so let's keep it unique. But a piazza, like I guess Kevin Brennan, his way of calling someone gay is calling him a piazza. I guess.
Yeah, he didn't make that up. That's not a Brennan thing.
Well, it's a that's where it came from in this world, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And so like WATP has been saying, I'm not even like, I don't even find it like that funny, really. Like I don't get why people keep saying it, but I would say just in the future, tie it into this show, not other shows. That's my other note. But again, very good. Let's keep going.
Aw, thank you, Jerry. And thank you, Blind Mike and Craig. It's good to finally get a look at you guys. Yep, just as I thought. Girthy. Well, it's a pleasure to be here hosting for the Jerry Seinfeld game. And this looks like a real fun baseball-themed game Jerry has for us today. Mike Piazza was a friend of mine and was the greatest baseball player I ever saw play live. Also a great man. We would have Mike and his longtime roommate James to our house for dinner in Greenwich many times. Such
I
nice.
here to slander Mike Piazza.
Also such colorful artwork.
How do you say pizza?
No, honey, it's Piazza. Piazza. Okay, Blind Mike and Craig. So I guess the game is, we look at a few upcoming baseball prospects, and you two let us know if they have what it takes to be like the fabulous Mike Piazza and be a career ball player. Sounds easy enough?
Okay.
Well, let's get started. Okay, let's look at our first prospect. Our first contestant is one Barry Ribs. Definitely a great baseball name. Age in his 80s. Oh, wow. Best known for walking down the turnpike holding an oversized piece of luggage. Well, it's clear that he no longer has what it takes to be a piazza, but he does have that unkept baseball manager look. So my guess is he used to be a piazza, but now just watches and instructs other ball players. But that's my guess. So Blind Mike and Craig, I ask you, Barry Ribs, is he a piazza?
Okay,
Yeah, he's right.
again, yeah, here's where you pause. Again, I don't know the reference.
I think he's asking if he's gay or not.
I don't know who Barry Ribs is. I understand. I just explained that to you. I don't know who Barry Ribs is.
I think I'm gonna go with he's a piazza because he was wearing makeup and
Yeah,
lipstick.
sure.
So
He's a piazza. But my point to Hack Ride, relate it to this show, for Christ's sake.
it's a sports show, remember?
Have things we understand and know about.
Play.
This is fun, right? Okay, who's next? Well, this is a very interesting looking fellow. Our next contestant's name is Jake Hudson. Well, just off the name, he is 100% a piazza. That is a baseball name if I've ever heard it. And look at the man. He is clearly a
I cried at a spelling error there. I don't want to point it out, but Jack Huston.
innings relief pitcher from the 1970s. Oh, and would you look at that? He's got a little pine tar on his finger right there. Truly a master of the junk ball. In my opinion, Jake is clearly a piazza. But again, don't listen to me. Blind Mike and Craig, I ask you, is Jake Hudson a piazza?
Sure.
Again, I don't know who this person is.
I don't either. I feel like I've seen him on Twitter possibly.
That means literally nothing to me. Oh, he has
Yeah,
a Twitter. Oh, now I know who he is. He has a Twitter?
No, I don't know.
I didn't realize what a celebrity he was. All right.
He
Now
might
I
be-
understand.
He might be somewhere.
I'm sure he exists. That I have no doubt about. But again, I would say have the references make sense to us.
And our final contestant on Is He a Piazza? Is a man named Chad Zumach. Chad is a 40-something drunkard who lives alone in a tiny apartment in Florida. Okay, well, we all can't be the Kardashians, am I right? Wow, would you take a look at that frame, low center of gravity, and burly physique? That's a catcher's frame if I've ever seen one. Just look at that barrel-shaped torso. He has definitely been on his knees catching balls his whole life. I don't think it could be more obvious that this man is 100% a piazza, and most likely catching right now at this moment. But again, don't let my opinion affect your answers. Blind Mike and Craig, is Chad Zumach a clear piazza? A piazza?
A clear piazza.
Sure.
Yeah, because he duped me. I still don't like him.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well, hopefully we've given those three prospects something to think about and goals to work towards. This was a lot funner than I thought it would be. TV
What?
is okay. I'd like to thank Jerry for the opportunity to work again. I'd like to thank Blind Mike and Craig for having me on their channel. They'll just give anyone channels now, I guess.
Alec, can we go to the purse store now?
Not yet, Hilaria. I'm finishing up with the game.
But you said that we could.
Excuse me.
Alec,
Excuse me.
I want to go. Alec, I want to go.
Excuse me.
Alec,
Excuse
I
me.
want to go.
Excuse me.
Alec, I want to go.
Hey, so how long you gonna have us sitting over here like a bunch of
How do they
retards,
talk like that?
Alec? You gonna talk to us or your clothes? You don't even care. We need work. We need money, man. We on public assistance. We need help us, man. Alex, can you give me $5? Give me $10.
Here's what I'll do for you, fellas.
Oh no. Shit.
Soon after.
It's so good to be back. Hey, Alec, Hilaria, it's great to see you.
They're all dead, Jerry.
What?
And there was nothing I could do.
Well, what was that?
Your friend shot me, Jerry.
Oh no, Hackrod
Yeah, I
shot.
know.
No,
He does that.
he
Thank
does
you for watching the Jerry Seinfeld game on the Blind Mike Project. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Jerry. Now, this is good. See, that's perfect. That's a show reference.
That's perfect.
That is a reference to this show.
That's me, folks.
Now that's perfect. But yeah, very well done, Hack Ride. That's my only note is not so long and references to this show. You know, keep it in our world.
So now I understand why he kept making the joke. Blind Mike Project doesn't rip off games from other shows.
What are you talking about?
He kept saying that this week, and I was like, I don't get it. And then now,
when? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
The Piazza game, he was like inferring that it was a joke.
What do you mean he kept saying it? I don't listen to the Hack Ride show. I don't know what you mean.
Oh no, it'd be like in messages or on comments.
Oh, well, the people don't know. What is wrong with you two? Talk about things the listeners will understand. Jesus Christ.
I didn't respond. I just saw it happen.
Huh?
What?
Didn't respond to what? I'm asking you what you're talking about when you say Hack Ride keeps mentioning it, and you're talking about private messages that none of us have read.
Oh no, private messages, comments on other things. I have like tweets and stuff.
Jesus Christ, I'm a one-man army here.
I didn't respond to him.
What? I don't care if you responded. Do you not get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying now.
So I need another human being here that speaks my language.
Well, and you said like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I didn't talk to him about it. I just saw it.
Saw what?
His comments saying that no
That's
one.
what I asked you. Where?
Comment sections, tweets.
Thank you.
I thought I said.
I
that
didn't
already.
know he kept saying that. How would I know that? I haven't seen his Twitter.
That's true. I guess.
Jesus.
So. Well, you did Hack Ride.
Infuriating. Hack Ride, excellent job.
What the fuck?
Well, he gets me.
Clearly.
All right. He does. He's learning. He learns every week.
Yeah.
There's things I have to tell him. I say, hey, here's a few notes, and he listens very well, I think. And he grows and shapes himself. All right. I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Hola. How do you say? Hold on. Honey.
Excuse me. Let's see. 7 letters across. Blank happy. Starts with a T, ends with an R. Blank happy. Okay, let me take the call.
Like this, how do you say? Seinfeld.
Hello?
Bubby! Oh God, thank you so much for taking my call.
It is actually the least I can do, Jerry. Your calls of support during the dark time have really buoyed my spirits. Especially because, Jerry, it keeps happening. I just keep shooting people.
So you shot 2 people, Alec. It happens. You should have seen the family I had to murder with the potato peeler to get in the Friars Club. It's showbiz, baby.
You always know what to say, Jerry. So what can I do for you?
I need you to come to LA and host my court-ordered game show for me with Blind Mike and Craig.
Geez, Jerry, you know I haven't been on TV in a long time. I don't know. Blind Mike and Craig, they sort of sound like retards, Jerry.
Alec, don't worry about Blind Mike or Craig. And it's not TV. It's a small, nothing YouTube channel just significant enough to satisfy my parole requirements. Kind of like basic cable.
Blind Mike and Craig. Craig. You know, onomatopoetically, that is a fat man's name. I have never met the man before, but Craig just sounds girthy. It's a girthy name. Well, what kind of game show is it, Jerry?
It's a sports-related show, Alec.
That's great, Jerry. You know how much I love the field of sports. I have often been called a sportsman.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you accepting the call from the bullpen.
It's the absolute least I can do. Hilaria and I are on our way, and I will do the best that I can. Thanks, Jerry. Talk soon. Hilaria, pack your tortilla cozy. We're flying to LA. Daddy's back on TV.
California, yeah.
Oh, my finger slipped. I didn't touch the trigger. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. How does this keep happening?
Where is this motherfucker? Alec, Hilaria, over here.
Oh, Mr. Hackride, it is such an honor and privilege to meet you. I am such a fan of your work.
I am also a big fan.
Excuse me. The talent is talking, sweetie. Do me a favor and go wait over there.
Okay, Alec.
Okay, baby. Enjoy the craft services. Sorry about that. She gets a little loco when she gets out of the house. What the hell?
You're her mama's.
Hey, brother, you thought you could just cruise into town and not let us know?
Yeah, we'll be on.
So what's your show, Alec? And could we be on?
Yeah, Alec, I haven't worked in a really long time.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, but this is not a good time. I have to do this show right now for Jerry Seinfeld, and we can talk after.
Yeah, okay. We'll be back, bro. Yeah, we'll be back out.
Oh, brothers.
Sorry about that, Alec. And again, thank you for doing this for Jerry and I. We really owe you one.
No problem, Hackride. Now tell me what this game is I'll be hosting. Jerry mentioned sports.
Yes. It's a baseball-related game. Just read the prompters, use your own best knowledge, and try to have a little fun.
It's been a while, but I'll do my best.
All right, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, roll the intro.
Welcome to the Jerry Seinfeld game on the Blind Mike Project with guest fill-in host Alec Baldwin. Today we will play a new game, Is He a Piazza? And here is your host, Alec Baldwin.
Aw, thank you, Jerry. And thank you, Blind Mike and Craig. It's good to finally get a look at you guys. Yep, just as I thought, girthy. Well, it's a pleasure to be here hosting for the Jerry Seinfeld game, and this looks like a real fun baseball-themed game Jerry has for us today. Mike Piazza was a friend of mine and was the greatest baseball player I ever saw play live. Also a great man. We would have Mike and his longtime roommate James to our house for dinner in Greenwich many times. Such nice boys. This is great. Also such colorful artwork.
How do you say pizza?
No, honey, it's Piazza. Piazza. Okay, Blind Mike and Craig, so I guess the game is, we look at a few upcoming baseball prospects, and you two let us know if they have what it takes to be like the fabulous Mike Piazza and be a career ball player. Sounds easy enough? Well, let's get started. Okay, let's look at our first prospect. Our first contestant is one Barry Ribs. Definitely a great baseball name. Age, in his 80s. Oh, wow. Best known for walking down the turnpike holding an oversized piece of luggage. Well, it's clear that he no longer has what it takes to be a Piazza, but he does have that unkept baseball manager look. So my guess is he used to be a Piazza, but now just watches and instructs other ball players. But that's my guess. So Blind Mike and Craig, I ask you, Barry Ribs, is he a Piazza? This is fun, right? Okay, who's next? Well, this is a very interesting looking fellow. Our next contestant's name is Jake Hudson. Well, just off the name, he is 100% a Piazza. That is a baseball name if I've ever heard it. And look at the man. He is clearly a mid-innings relief pitcher from the 1970s. Oh, and would you look at that? He's got a little pine tar on his finger right there. Truly a master of the junk ball. In my opinion, Jake is clearly a Piazza. But again, don't listen to me. Blind Mike and Craig, I ask you, is Jake Hudson a Piazza? And our final contestant on Is He a Piazza? Is a man named Chad Zumach. Chad is a 40-something drunkard who lives alone in a tiny apartment in Florida. Okay, well, we all can't be the Kardashians, am I right? Wow, would you take a look at that frame, low center of gravity, and burly physique? That's a catcher's frame if I've ever seen one. Just look at that barrel-shaped torso. He has definitely been on his knees catching balls his whole life. I don't think it could be more obvious that this man is 100% a Piazza, and most likely catching right now at this moment. But again, don't let my opinion affect your answers. Blind Mike and Craig, is Chad Zumach a clear Piazza? A Piazza.
Pipe dream!
Okay, well, hopefully we've given those three prospects something to think about and goals to work towards. This was a lot funner than I thought it would be. TV is okay. I'd like to thank Jerry for the opportunity to work again. I'd like to thank Blind Mike and Craig for having me on their channel. They'll just give anyone channels now, I guess.
Alec, can we go to the purse store now?
Not yet, Hilaria. I'm finishing up with the game.
But you said that we could.
Excuse me.
Alec.
Excuse me.
I want to go. Alec, I want to go.
Excuse me.
Alec,
Excuse
I want
me.
to go
Excuse me.
to. Alec, I want to go.
Hey, so how long you gonna have us sitting over here like a bunch of retards, Alec? You gonna talk to us or your brothers? You don't even care. We need work. We need money, man. We on public assistance. We need help us, man. Alec, can you give me $5? We'll give you $10.
Here's what I'll do for you, fellas.
Soon after.
It's so good to be back. Hey, Alec, Heladia, it's great to see you.
They're all dead, Jerry.
What?
And there was nothing I could do.
Well, what was that?
Your friend shot me, Jerry.
Yeah, I know. He does that. Thank you for watching the Jerry Seinfeld game on the Blind Mike Project. We'll see you next week.
Me.